Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Happy holidays.
Woo-hoo.
We're still going with the Christmas spirit, as you can see. I'm Brandice.
And I'm Jo'Van.
And you're watching
Closing the Gap.
Don't know why I didn't join you. Forgot
All
what we were.
Last episode, before we get into the topic of today, last episode, you said Santa Baby was in your top 3.
Okay, I panicked, people. I really did panic. Like, that was...
What a weirdo, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm sorry, guys. Like, we talked about it after the show. I was like, I don't know why I said that. I do like the song, so that's with it. But it's definitely not top 3. Do I have a top 3 right now? Let's see. I mean...
You said This Christmas.
You
said...
Mistletoe Jam. Let's see. What would I top it up with?
And if you can't think of that, top 2 Christmas treats.
Treats? Definitely Starbucks. Their holiday collection. It dropped today.
Okay.
I have not made it there, but the peppermint mocha, my favorite thing ever. Anything with peppermint during the holidays.
Candy canes.
Well, I should say yes, but peppermint and chocolate together for the holidays.
You know, they got Hershey's Kisses that are like that.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
And then the 7-Up, the Sprite and cranberry.
Oh, have you seen the LeBron James commercial where he's like, want a Sprite cranberry?
I think so.
Funny. I'm gonna have to show you this video.
Okay.
But it's basically it's a game actually where you're in a house and LeBron James, you're alone. LeBron James comes and he's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to kill you, but he's trying to like get you.
Definitely have not seen this.
And the only way to defeat him is to throw Sprite cranberries at him.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's a great game. Anyway.
Okay. Sorry. But I will. Before the end of this episode, I will have my third top, because I really did panic with Santa Baby. It was the first song that popped in my head, and I was like, they're going to think I'm weird. Sorry.
That's what I thought.
But you played it off really well, thanks.
All right.
Well, we got to transition to this episode. So today, we're talking about how to deal with grief during the holidays. A lot of people lose loved ones throughout the year, and they have to and during the holidays they're kind of reminded because of like old traditions and other things that make you miss that loved one. So we just wanted to have an episode to talk about how to deal with that, because it can get really hard, especially during this time when you have all these memories and traditions with that loved one. So we just want to discuss with the people how, and help people out to how to cope and to deal with that grief during this time. So, Jo'Van, what do you think?
Well, I think the first thing to do is don't just put as little pressure on yourself to enjoy the holidays as possible. Like, dealing with grief is not a simple process. It's different for every single person.
Yes.
So don't expect to be okay. You know, like, definitely do what you can to, you know, take care of yourself and make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you don't stop taking care of yourself. I think that's an important thing. But, you know, grief can strike hard, and it can strike unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? Holidays, I think it's a universal trigger for anyone. If you've spent time with that person during the holidays,
definitely.
you're used to that. But like anything, a lot of things could trigger that grief. So I think an important thing is just to recognize that there's no time limit, and you just need to like just feel every single emotion. You could feel anger, you could feel sadness, you could feel all sorts of types of things. Feel it all, and don't feel like bad about how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But it's hard.
Have you been reading the Psychology Today article?
No, that was off the dome.
Oh, snap!
I'm
Because that was all up in Psychology Today.
I might have seen your paper a little bit. I beat you to it. So,
Well, anywho, guys, you guys know I love me some Psychology Today. So they were saying, trust that grief is part of the healing. A lot of people like to just not go through that process and just like let time run its course, but you have to go through that process. I know it's hard, it's uncomfortable, but you have to go through that. You have to go through that grieving process. Also, set healthy boundaries. I know we talk about that all the time. We do.
Oh.
I mean, you should, but this is no different. If you know that going to a family event or something where it's going to make you too sad or whatever, you can say no for that event, or going to something that reminds you of that loved one that's going to be too hard for this go around. You can say no. You might be like, I can't make it this time, guys. It's just, you can just say no. That's all you have to say. And then also focus on what you can control. You might not be able to control where you hear a song that reminds you in a grocery store, but you can pick the things that you can control and not put yourself in situations where it make you trigger or make you sad or whatever. Plan ahead. Allow yourself to feel the range of emotions, like Jo'Van was saying. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel joy and feel happy, because I know sometimes you feel guilty for feeling happy when that loved one's not there, but it's okay to go through all of those emotions. Find a new way to honor your memories with your loved one. Create new traditions. Do something kind for others. And also, if you're really struggling, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, whether it's a listening ear from a family member or actually going to a therapist, somebody you need to talk to get through that grief if it's too much for you. So there are definitely ways you can handle that grief and that of missing that loved one, because it is very hard, especially when you're used to seeing them during the holidays and have that different traditions. And listen, trust me, I get it. It's so hard, but you gotta honor them by those new traditions and just remember those good times you had with them.
Facts. And I was just to add one more thing is channel that pain into something if you can. Channel that into something constructive, or for some people, when they go through things like grief or any type of emotion, they'll channel it into something creative, like art or for journaling. I mean, some of the best songs ever written were from people going through real pain. You know what I'm saying? Even art, paintings. My favorite painter, Vincent van Gogh, is one of the most he was one of the most like tormented people ever. But his paintings are like amazing and they're beautiful. But a lot of that stuff is from like a dark place. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, you don't just have to sit in your grief, feel everything you're feeling, but hey, use some of that and channel it in journaling. Get those thoughts out of your head and that pain out. You don't just sit in it. Find some way to let it out. Once again, I want to say I've seen people go through the loss through, just in general, not just through the holidays. And I know it's not easy. It's painful.
It's
but,
really hard.
Make sure you don't stop taking care of yourself, and that, you continue to, excuse me, find ways to get that out of you as you can. And remember, don't put a time limit on your healing, because it's different for everybody. You could talk to someone that said, when I lost so and so, it took me like a year before I was bright again. So and don't feel upset if you get to a year and you're just like, man, I feel like it just hit me yesterday for the first time. Like, it's different for everybody, so don't put that pressure on yourself.
Yeah,
So,
and even like it could be a couple years later where you just like something triggers that memory of that person, and just allow yourself to feel that. Like, don't like, oh my gosh, it's been too long, I can't feel.
Right.
No, I mean, that still was a huge person in your life, so it's okay to still, regardless of time gone by, it's okay to still have those feelings, and don't ever feel like it's not or whatever. And also on the flip side, if you are enjoying the holidays, don't feel guilty that your loved one wants you to enjoy and continue living. So that's okay too. So when you found yourself in those moments of joy and happiness, it's okay. It was a range of emotions. So you just have to allow yourself to know that it is okay.
And here's one more perspective. They say that, like, we're talking about loss, we're talking about like someone passing away. Mm-hmm. But they say, like, when you go through a breakup, it usually takes half of the time that you were in that relationship So if you were in a relationship for like 5 years, it could take like 2.5 before you feel normal again, because you're so attached to that, and used to that situation. So that's a breakup. Okay, that person's still alive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But losing someone that you can't even call anymore. You know what I'm saying? Who knows how long that could take? So for some people, they may never. Who knows?
And grief is a long roller coaster. It's not something you're like, oh, it's been a year, I'm done, I'm fine. No. You're gonna have those feelings, and you have to be. It's okay to continue to have those feelings. It's trust me, it's okay.
Right. And so from a believer standpoint, we're kind of just talking about in general previously, but it's from a believer standpoint. As Christians, it's part of being a follower of Christ is knowing that you can cast your burdens onto Him, and that He's there to sustain you through tough times. So I have a verse, Psalm 34 verses 18 says, I took your verse. I can do another one.
I have a couple of more, so you're fine.
I'm taking your psychology today. I'm taking it all today.
My scriptures, Lord. I'm gonna try to hide my paper.
Hey, you know what? You left it out, so it's not my fault. This is a picture of what you wrote down, actually. Psalm 34 verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." And so definitely lean on God. Spend time with Him. Talk to Him. Spend as much time as you need. Really try to fill that void with God. And that's what He's there for. As believers, we have access to the power of a relationship with God. So utilize it.
Yeah, and he's there to comfort you. And so I do want to bring out 2 other scriptures. Matthew 5:4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. He will comfort you when you are sad or you're going through. So he understands there's not any emotion that Jesus hasn't felt. So just know that He's with you with that grief, and He can comfort you. And also the second part of Luke 6:21, blessed are you who weep now, for you shall laugh. So even right now, when it seems like all hope is gone, that person, your loved one is gone, and you're so sad you don't know how you can see the other side, just know that this too shall pass. You will be able to laugh again. You will find joy and happiness again. So just be comforted with that yes, this is definitely a difficult time, and I would never ever tell anybody like, oh, get over it. No, but just know that this too shall pass. That you will still miss them. I won't ever say that, because you still will always miss your loved one, but it will get better. You just have to go through that grief, trust in God, and just know that you will laugh and there's sunshine after the rain. So, sorry, it was like a awkward But guys, let us know in the comments if you dealt with this loss of a loved one in the holidays. How did you cope and deal with it during the holidays, or any time actually, but especially during the holidays when you have all these memories and when it's very tough during that time. But let us know how you dealt with it, so that maybe you can help somebody else deal with it. Anything else that and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And guys, I'm so sorry. I told you guys I would have my top 3 by the end of this episode. So it is not Santa Baby. I do like that song, but it's not top 3. And I know you guys are looking at me crazy, but I genuinely, every Christmas I hear this song, I get super excited. And it's Gee Whiz, It's Christmas by Carla Thomas. You know that song? I can't sing. I'm not even going to embarrass myself like that. But after the show, I will play it for you. And you guys, if you haven't heard it, please listen to it.
Gee whiz, I'm excited.
I can't with this one. But thanks, guys, for watching this episode. I hope it helped someone. So come back next week.
See y'all next time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.